Alrighty, guys. Sorry I'm late. I had a couple things. My mom just came home and wanted to see what was going on. Uh, if there was anything, but we've got a couple of things going on for today. We've got an update to 1.2 our American truck. That's why I'm on today. Not an update to. We're still in 1.56. But we've got an update to our mod selection. Um, we now finally have Beyond available. Um, so I just wanted to show you guys that we did get that. We are gonna work um on it, and I did wanted to really share with you guys that um American Truck is one of those games that I sit here and um enjoy myself. Um, but we've got a thing. Now you guys probably know everything pretty much coming in. Um, right now, we do got a new thing coming in for Pro Mods. British Columbia um is coming into Fortnite. I mean, not in Fortnite, but in American Truck. At some point, it's been identified. It's been identified within that. South Dakota has been identified as one of the next maps. Um, and then we've got like Louisiana is also identified as next maps potential for it. I'm gonna tell you, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be either South Dakota or Louisiana is gonna be our next road setup. Um, Now I came down here in a little bit. Came down here to um um down here into Cedar City. Um, for it. It is one of those places that I've come in to share with you. Um, All right. Let me see if we got anything here. Um, Cargo Market. Just see if we got anything for. Okay, we do not got anything available for us. Are you serious? Why did you go like that? I can never drive in a place like that. I try not to take a lot of these places going on, but there is a lot of other things going on, guys, that if any of you have been paying attention, um, a lot of 60 Minutes, guys, there have been a lot of things going on with Trump that basically he went in and basically did a segment, 73-minute segment that only is available online if you watch the 60 minute interview. Um, do we want to go that way, or do we want to go into actual Cedar City? And I think we're gonna go to. I think we'll just go into actual Cedar City, and we'll go rest since we have a little bit of time. Um, but it's pretty much like the lies that are pretty much going on. Within the 60 minutes was that Trump basically said that, oh well, the Norah O'Donnell pretty much asked, uh, but I will do this. Um, pretty much asked some of these questions that Trump didn't basically lied about. He basically said, oh well, we should asked about bringing down lower prices. Has not brought down any of the lower grocery prices. Um, there's a lot of things going on with not only that, but he basically pretty much gone out and said the other a lot of the lies that pretty much that shouldn't have been done. It was 73 minutes. It should have never been. Midas Touch is actually going to try to sue him. Is what I've been hearing. I'm not quite 100% sure on that. But the other things that are going on within a lot of these things is that a lot of lies are going through, and it's just Trump has made so many things. He's basically said, why did you Nora, pretty much one of the other things that she asked was, why did Trump pardon this guy that. Oh, and he said he doesn't know anything about why he doesn't know anything about this guy. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he's just pardoning people. He pardoned a lot of people, a lot of January 6th people that should have never been pardoned in the first place. and pardoned 1,600 people in his time, and most of those have been criminals, pretty much. Um, on a lot of these things, and you know, and and it's just ridiculous. Why would you personally? Personally, I would not sit and pardon anyone. He's basically wanting you to go after the uh we're gonna go down to here. Pretty much he wanted to pardon the, not pardon, but pretty much just trying to basically cozy up to other people, and basically saying that we should be helping America first. America first means you help American people. You don't go out and help another country to say, oh, it has to be American first because of our allies. If you want to help our allies, then help freaking Canada. Reduce the tariffs. Do not basically allow Canada to continue to support us. Allow to continue to do that. Not this sending $20 billion, even $40 billion for even that matter. Should not be going on. Um, and all of these things, like like the 60 minutes thing was just like, yeah, heavily edited 60 minutes, heavily edited. Should, and they go out and blame if they edited Kamala Harris. Yeah, see, that's the thing is like you're in a truck. I cannot see in a game like this. Like in real life, I would be able to see that. Trust me, I can see, if I can see it in a vehicle, I could sure well see it. There are, but it's like a lot of these people will go out and complain about, they basically say, oh, it's a problem with the Democrats, it's a problem with this, it's a problem with them, and it's like, no, it's not a problem when, oh, they're complaining about the auto pin shouldn't be used. Well, if the auto pin shouldn't be used, I would love to sue Trump on the exact same thing. And and it's like Mike Johnson pretty much is not swearing Adelita Grahova in because a new light came in where Adelita Grahova is not being um done in because of something that uh, was done in with um, when Nancy Pelosi did a thing, and Nancy Pelosi basically didn't swear in somebody. Well, this person didn't want to be sworn in until this date anyway, and it wasn't her decision. It was kind of her decision. She could have sworn him in, could have sworn him in right away, but didn't. Actually listened to the representative that got sworn in later. Like, I am absolutely. I'm gonna tell you, like, um, price per distance. Now, this one here, the price per distance going from Cedar City to Core PLW, going, and that's going over to Palayu, by the way. Um, that is right there, still going to be price per distance. It's 56.28. That's still not a lot. Yep, we'll go back to Palayu again. Now it's gonna be at Walmart. Okay, so we know where Walmart's at. But it's ridiculous. It's so much ridiculous that it's one of those things that I didn't get into because um I was playing Battlefield 6 Battle Royale lately. I've been finding that enjoyable. I've been finding that Battle Royale actually decently enjoyable. Um, um, and it's one of those things where um, uh, that I spent a lot of this time over the last weekend and over the thing playing a lot of Simpsons, Fortnite. Um, and those have been both been great games. But one of the things that happened on the over the Halloween week that I was going to talk about was that they did some tear gassing at a Halloween parade in Chicago. It's like these ICE agents want more. Trump basically said that they want more cruelty, and they wanted more cruelty to these kids, and or cruelty to ramp up their process and ramp up what they're doing. And it's like it's ridiculous. Trump's not a um um and it's just ridiculous to see a lot of things going on with anything, and it's ridiculous to see things like this go on. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of these things going on because they want to get rid of illegal immigrants, but yet half of these immigrants that they're trying to get rid of are not even illegal. And responding to this thing that somebody basically said, oh, well, yeah, there are going to be times where somebody illegally is doing something that should not be going on because of somebody rammed into a thing. But how many times has somebody absolutely went in and utilized a process that how am I putting this? Basically, when somebody utilizes the process to um, when somebody uses a certain process that what not certain process, when somebody is out there hurting somebody else or hurting somebody's life, happens to, this person sent out that this guy, an illegal immigrant, basically killed somebody by a semi truck or whatever, and it's an illegal. Okay, you want to complain about illegal immigrants, and you want to complain about it. There are a lot of illegal immigrants living in there's a lot of illegal immigrants that happen to be falling under this, that haven't done anything wrong, have been trying to get their citizenship, and every time that these people tried to get their citizenship, they're being turned down, they're getting taken away. There are people who are legally here. Let me go to services. Let me go to bank. Do we have... Yeah, I'm gonna repay that off. And they're pretty much wanting to go after those people that they deem problematic. They're gonna probably start going after people that aren't even illegal immigrants who just basically disapprove Donald Trump and disapprove of him entirely. And if that's going to become the case, then guess what? This country is going to pretty much be evil. This country will no longer see the light of the truth. Anybody who disapproves of him is basically against him. and it's going to happen at some point. I feel like we're going to have a problem with that, and there's going to be a lot of Americans, including myself, who pretty much disapprove of Trump, dislike him, never stood with any of it. And I can't understand why we have to really hurt innocent life and take away that life, or basically ruin somebody's life because they're different from you. They don't agree with you and they want to take you away. It's like there are a lot of people who I have pretty much gone through my whole entire list of videos, list of things in my subscriber, and I've unsubscribed from a few people. And I've unsubscribed because I don't watch them very much. I don't watch them at all, and if I do, and there are some subscribers that I have that are music subscribers that are just happen to be on YouTube. But like, the thing that I really see the problem with me, I don't have any issue with anybody having some different values, different views, different beliefs, but I'm not going to go sit there and watch your content if I dislike some of the things you do. But I'm not going to go out there and say, look, you can do whatever you want. Like I said, there's this recent thing that Fortnite's going to be apparently going to be adding Harry Potter into Fortnite. Will I play the game? No. I won't play the game, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to stop you from playing it. You know, Happy Gal was the one that I unsubscribed from. And then I said this, and I wasn't going to say this yesterday, but because I wanted to really talk about it today, with that. Now, most of the time I don't usually go and say I'm not going to play a game because of some issue with what's going on, or some issue. Like, if I have something that I don't like about Fortnite, or like about a video game, playing the Fortnite with the sidekicks going on, wait a minute. Why? Okay, wait, hold on. So then, oh, okay, no, I'm like, wait, what? Okay, I'm going the right way. I'm not going to be on for this one for too long, because we'll get on tomorrow with this as well. And then I will go in and we'll probably play a little bit of Call of Duty this week or something, because I need to get that done. Unless I have the Battle Pass done by the 16th. Because this weekend I won't have a lot of time for it. But there is some things that are going to change, that are going to be really done, that are going to be really tough on a lot of things. Tough on me, when, you know, there's a lot of people out there that don't go out there that say, oh, well, you know, you use pronouns. It's like I started watching this guy that goes after and claiming that he's a left-leaning, but he's basically goes out and says, you're doing this, you're not gonna be. A lot of times, it happens where people will basically say will judge a trans person and will judge them, but they don't see the consequences of her harming a trans person. They don't see the consequences for it. They don't see the consequences when somebody who is transgender and then they go out and complain that somebody's transgender when they're not, and they blame and put blame on these people, when trans people are not really harming you, aren't really taking away your life, truly. That's why I don't watch Harry Potter. That's why I don't spend my time with Harry Potter, and if Fortnite adds it in there, it's probably going to be time for me to get done playing Fortnite, because I'm not going to sit there and play the game. Like, I'm not going to sit there and play Fortnite, because it's like, why? Like, why should I spend my hard-earned money or spend my hard-earned time playing a game that is really necessarily going out and supporting um, Harry Potter in general, when J.K. Rowling's going after us? Like, why? Like, why should I go out and spend a lot of my time with content creators and things that do disproportionately? Like, I won't sit there and watch content creators that if I find out that they're anti-LGBTQ, bye. I'm done. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to them. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to these people. Like, I am absolutely done with listening to content creators that are truly anti-LGBTQ. I am literally say that a lot about on that issue, where I don't spend a lot of my time. Now, there are some times where I might watch a creator that is, but if they never come out and say that they are, never really say their politics or say what they believe, and they keep their politics away from their content, then okay, fine. I'm gonna probably still end up watching you. However, you know, that's why I still watch Jay's 2 Cents, even though Jay's 2 Cents might not really have anything there or for it, because, you know, Jay's 2 Cents usually keeps his politics out of it. And I like to keep my I really you know, if they keep their content out of it, yeah, that's fine. I don't watch this. But a lot of times, you know, I don't sit here and really, come on. So those are the things that I really don't see myself listening to people like that. I sit and listen to Barnacules because he is somebody that, as long as it does not harm me, as long as it does not directly affect me, he's not gonna complain, you know, and as long as it does, and things, and I'm the same way. Like, I do not go out and complain about it unless it directly affects me most of the time, unless it's unless it's, you know, and a lot of times politics do affect me. A lot of the things that I mentioned affect me in a way, may affect me in a way in the near future. And this is one of those things where and I also don't look at I look at jobs that I'm like, I will basically go and look at a job and spend a lot of that time just looking and actually spending the time going around and actually taking that consideration that, you know, I don't go out and look at job at um, places that support the Republican Party or vote based on those products. Like I won't, like if I do, it's like I definitely am going to say, you know, a lot of things that I won't go is if it's really tough and really difficult for me to get away from it, that's understandable. It's hard to boycott anything when most of the stuff around you, like if most of the stuff around you is anti-LGBTQ, I don't. And I am somebody out there that takes a lot of my consideration for things that if something I don't agree with, I won't, most of the time won't go and purchase from things. But there have been a couple of exceptions to that rule. Like if it comes to GameStop, like I don't want to go and push something on people, but if I want something, I'm going to look at GameStop. I'm going to look at these places. Like I try my best not to shop um, Amazon. Like I'm trying my best not to really spend a lot of my time shopping with Amazon, um, because I don't want to end up supporting something that, you know, that is really supporting Trump in a lot of places. Like I can't get away from everything, but I try my best when it's not necessarily needed. That's why the biggest thing is um like there's a couple things that I really um I want, but I can't put it out there for when I look at my Christmas list. Like most of the stuff that I've been trying to do is mostly trying to keep it with under 60 um as much as I can. I've been trying to keep it even keep it under that. Like there are some things that I have put on that list that are over that price, but with codes and things and finding deals to save on things is actually what you really need to be doing, and finding ways to save money instead of spending on money that um you know, and there are some things where I've thrown on some things where it's going to be like a Black Friday deal or something that I put in there. Like I've put in these things that are going to be potentially for Black Friday, and this is where I look into these things. I like to look at my Black Friday stuff and making sure that anything that I can get for Black Friday, that if these things go on Black Friday sale, which one of the hard drives that I did select might go on for Black Friday, might have a Black Friday deal, that I could easily probably get it for even less than $60 even. And that's why uh, that's why I always like to go with, like, I economically, like, yes, but if I need something, I will use Black Friday as that day to where I don't spend on a lot of things. If I had a job, yes, I'd probably already have a hard SSD for my PlayStation. I probably should have thought about that before I made some of these decisions on a lot. But one of the many things that I always look into before I left my job or left. Okay. I did not realize I hit that vehicle. Um, Thanks Honduras for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Um, I try my best not to. I'm going and trying to spend a lot of my time really looking into picking a lot of things for this year because I don't have a lot of funds. I most of the stuff that I tried to really really pick pretty much is mostly stuff that might be for something for Black Friday or something for along those lines that you know. And to be honest, like I I really there was a couple pairs of shoes that there were a lot of shoes, a lot of clothing this time that I put into the list because I really am hopefully maybe I can get a pair of shoes this year. Maybe I can get something like that. But it's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be a real kicker. Is most of the stuff that yeah I put a whole huge expensive list on my first one. This next one I'm trying to put everything below a a I'm trying to put a below a um I'm trying to keep it below $50. Really, I'm trying to really keep it even below the 40 bucks. That most of the thing except for maybe the hard drive and a couple games, you know, um, because there's only like a couple games that are really like $5 over if it's brand new, if it's used, like over the price. Like I really am trying to put things a lot on the cheaper end of things, except for my hard drive. My hard drive is the only one that's like $60, and but it's on Black Friday, but it's part of a Black Friday thing that could potentially go down even lower. Like, um, like if and that's where um I'm looking into a lot of these things where I don't like. A lot of people will say, "Oh, you shouldn't be spending on Black Friday this year." Okay, most of the time my family doesn't spend on Black Friday anyways. But thanks, user, for joining the TikTok live. But it's like, oh, some of the stuff that I put on this list, some of it is is a Black Friday deal that is potential for a lot of these things to be Black Friday deals. Like these things could be potentially Black Friday stuff, and that's where I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna stop economic because if I economically stop doing spending things, um, economically, then the point of the matter is I won't shop at places that do not support the LGBTQ community unless it's because we're gonna have to go to inspection up here. Um, so it's like there's a lot of people saying that, oh, I should be spending economically, taking away, like um but I I'm trying, like, to really mostly trying to not, like, the things that I absolutely, like, if I absolutely need something, like, I will put in, like, a lot, like, I am, like, there is like a thing that I was looking at, a puffer kind of blanket thing, um and I am not spending I am not spending 500 I'm not spending $400 or $500 on a puffer blanket, that a blanket that's gonna cost me 15 bucks, 15-20 bucks at like Walmart or something, that's not a puffer. And yes, um and I'm not gonna spend like a lot of money on something that I don't trust. Like, if it was if it was like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40, 50, even 60, I like, I don't usually like to spend on anything um overly expensive unless it's technology, and that's it. Like, I will not spend on a single thing. Like, I'm not gonna spend like $500 on an article of clothing. I'm not gonna spend, when if I look at an article of clothing that's like $1,000, like, okay, that's $1,000 that I don't have, or that's $1,000 that could be spent somewhere else, that could be spent on 25 that I could get for like $50 at like a Walmart, or $50 at like a place that sells them for a little bit cheaper. And that's where I like to spend less of my money on things that could be used for other things. Now, if I was somebody that was making six figures, maybe I might spend on a little bit more on a lot of things. But for sure, definitely would not spend $1,000 on an article of clothing. Would not spend on on $500 on a blanket. I would spend maybe 200-300 on a puffer blanket. To be honest, like I said, anything puffer related, I will not spend more than $100 on myself personally. Maybe 125 if it's a suit. Um, but I will not spend more than. Thanks, Pavi, for liking the live, and thanks for joining the TikTok live. So yeah, and I also make sure that the business that I also purchase from is supporting the Democratic Party, and is supporting the LGBTQ community, where I can do a lot of my spending on supporting people that absolutely are willing to support both those communities. Because right now I don't support Trump, and in any place that is supporting him, I'm not going to sit there and support. I'm also not going to go in and work for a business that supports um, that supports um, that, and if anybody who basically goes out there and says that you want to legislate bathroom problems, or take away somebody's bathroom, just wait until your wife has a rundown with the police, and then you're gonna complain because 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 you're gonna end up really getting yourself into a lot of trouble, because you're pretty much basically you can be miscategorized for just being a lesbian, a masculine woman that happens to be just born a woman and has masculine features because of because of nature. And there are a lot of people that are going to complain that in that regard, and they're not going to realize the situation going on. And there's a lot of situation where people will relatively get themselves thanks Clover 212 Tink for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Remember, guys, to share the live. If you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Trovo, name it. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow, that subscribe as well. It's all free to do so unless you're on Trovo, then it's subscribing. It does support out a little bit. I don't have Ko-Fi yet. I'm working on getting that situated and set up that you guys can do that at some point. And if you want to help out, you can do it that way as well. And that way. But for now, you guys can help by doing a Christian Satori. If you, I don't have it there. I'm pretty much like, I pretty much undid the thing because I'm not like iffy on it. But I had that there, and I'm just like not really wanting to support something like that. And I can't even get access to it anyways because I lost it. But I will tell you, if you want to happily spend your money, you can always what time is it? It is 5:23. We got 6 hours till next rest. How far is that? The next checkpoint there. Let me see. Okay, we will go to that check mark up there. And then we will pretty much stop the game up at that point. But I am going to tell you, like, I am, hold on, whoops, I want to make sure I got it marked right. Okay, good. Whoops, and is it marked, and is it, hold on, and is it marked on the right side of the road? Because it needs to be, we're going to absolutely mark over to that point. But one of the things that really grinds my gears a lot of the time is people just wasting money on shoes that are like $30, $40, $50, $60 expensive. And I'm not gonna go out and spend like if like the only thing that I will spend anything remotely on is the vast majority of time I will spend on my computer. I will spend $1,000, $2,000 minimum. I will spend $1,000 to $2,000 on a computer, at any point, because that's a necessity, not a. Some of it can be a necessity if you're trying to play games like me, and trying to get into some more of those extensive games. Um, Making sure that I'm spending on PlayStation. Like, I will not spend on a console. I will not spend more than $600 on a console, unless I am um, on it. And I'm not. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I am not gonna sit there and buy a Xbox at $700-800, and I'm not gonna sit on for the highest end system. Like, I will spend $600. I would spend, like, if the PlayStation Pro was not $700, I would have. If it was like 600, I would spend that money. Spend it to get the Pro version. But I'm not gonna sit there and spend $600 on a Pro version. Um, and to be honest, like I am. I'm somebody that does not do things. Now, sometimes, like shoes, the max I will spend is about 150, unless it's like a special pair of shoes that's like, it's limited. It's not. I wouldn't even spend more than 150. I did once on a pair of shoes that were $160, but that was only because I really liked they were crystallized, and okay, I will spend, usually, mostly, I will try my best to keep it to 150 on shoes. I will keep myself personally no more than $100 on a snowsuit, no more than $70 on a coat, no more than t-shirt, no more than $25 on a t-shirt. Long sleeve, no more than $30-40 on a long sleeve. And I will spend no more than on a pair of pants. Same thing, won't spend more than $40-50 on a pair of pants. You know what? We're here at this way station. We'll end it here at the way station. Because we had to come to the way station, so might as well just save it here. But I will tell you, it's one of those things where I don't want to spend, and even if for my own personality, like pants, like shorts, I will not spend more than $25 on a pair of shorts. Not gonna spend more than $40 to $50 on a pair, $40 on a pair of pants, unless they are snow. Then if it's snow related, then I will spend 70 to 80, but that's it. I'm not gonna spend more than, I'll spend $60 or $70. Now, if of course, spending it on a snowsuit, I'd probably spend more than 150 on a snowsuit, to be honest. Just because of the top would be pretty much constitute that if I'm not willing to spend $70 on a snowsuit, on a top, and $70 on a pair of pants, yeah, I will will spend no more than 150. Just add a little extra 10 just for it, because you might have to, a little bit extra material costs, a little bit of extra things, but that's it. I'm not gonna be somebody that spends my hard-earned cash on anything of that nature. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Um, that we're gonna save the game here, guys. Um, because it is the 3rd today. 11/03/2025. Thanks Bigfoot for joining the TikTok live. We are gonna get off, guys, because it is that time. It is 5:30. I have to get off. We'll be back at this probably tomorrow, possibly, most likely Wednesday. But if you guys didn't know, the 2 topics, I did already get into those, about Mike Johnson being a dickhead. He's really necessarily a dickhead. He's not wanting to swear in Adelita Grahova because, Nancy Pelosi didn't swear in somebody until the regular session. It's like it's freaking ridiculous, because that happened outside of these things. It's like, I'm sick and tired of these things where I'm not gonna sit there and vote for somebody that's not wanting to swear somebody in, that wants to be sworn in right now, and he's not gonna swear her in until regular session. Well, shut the front door. You did not swear her in when it is a crisis going on right now with the government shut down, and you're not wanting to swear her in because and for the same reason Nancy Pelosi didn't get and it's ridiculous because Nancy Pelosi did not swear somebody in. Nancy Pelosi waited to swear this person in because that person wanted to be sworn in at a later date. Wanted to be sworn in later. Just a little bit later. Because they probably had something going on that needed to be taken precedent. And then if you go watch 60 Minutes thing, go check out the Midas Touch thing that they did. The thing on all the 60 minute situation. But I did do TLDR that basically a lot of it was lies. Pretty much basically saying, what about lowering the price? They haven't lowered the prices of groceries. Even though he said he hasn't. There are a lot of things that are up in price with beef and all these other things, but anyway, I will catch you guys later. Make sure you guys are followed, subscribed here on TikTok, Trovo, YouTube, or follow on all three of the however following on TikTok and Trovo is free. YouTube is free by subscribing. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification with the all. It's greatly appreciated. And also, if you want to see some Battlefield 6, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. You might be able to get it tomorrow. You might get Call of Duty tomorrow afternoon. But if you want to see some Call of Duty, today, you guys can come back at about 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. About that time, and we'll play some zombies tonight. And then tomorrow's going to be some Simpsons again. Simpsons Fortnite tomorrow night. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be that way as well. Because we gotta make it. We gotta do it. For it. And I'm only gonna do that, and then I'm gonna be done. For it. I would personally tell Scarlett to if he's gonna get that black cell today, whenever that thing ends, I would tell him, I said, don't do it. If you're not gonna be, if you're only at like 4 or 5, don't do it. Don't spend the 40, spend it on something else. Save it for Black Ops 7. Um, I knew that. So, anyway, if you guys want to subscribe on Trovo, you guys get to watch past live streams. You guys get to watch past uh, streams on there for free, occasional, on some from time to time. I may forget to put them behind a paywall, but you can watch that there. But anyway, we will catch you guys to night on TikTok and Trovo. Remember, YouTube's always afternoons only. TikTok's at night. YouTube only gets one stream a day, so just remember that if I did not live stream in the afternoon, you might catch me live at night for it. So just be aware of that. A lot of this content might be exclusively shifting. Some of my content is going to be shifting to 18 plus because of Battlefield, Call of Duty, things like that. They're really being stickler on it. But but when it comes to playing a game like this will still be 13 plus because it's still going to be there. It's not meant for kids, but it's also not really meant for a lot of things. But anyway,